Okay, so today we have problem with K1 Max, error code 2522, and this is the error code that I got first time when I bought the printer. Then I replaced motherboard and got it again. So now we are going to try to fix this problem. Now, since it is not possible to move Z-axis through the screen or commands, we will need to use lead screw and move the Z-axis down. Now this is a hard process and your hands are going to hurt a little bit. The reason for this was at the beginning for me to be able to put this Newton meter wrench in order to tighten the hot end nozzle. Now on Reddit I found that Creality support team answered one person your nozzle was not clean and you need to clean it, and then the pressure sensor will work. I know that for me that does not make a lot of sense, but maybe some metal contact with build plate and so on plays the role in data reading. So I decided to install the replacement nozzle that I got originally with Creality in package with this printer. Now this original nozzle had a metal metal part where the two screws go, and the first and second replacement that they sent me has the plastic part instead of metal. So I think that maybe the nozzle has some role to play here. Now disassembling everything is relatively easy, and we can see that nozzle is not in the best condition. So I am installing a new one. It is a lot different, and I had to install it. When I installed it first time, I installed it the wrong way. The brass part where the thermistor was, so I had to uninstall it and install it again. So my first step in troubleshooting this error was to replace the nozzle, because first time when this error occurred I had original original spacers for hot bed, the one that are fixed, but later on I watched a German YouTuber that made TPU spacers in order for us to level the bed correctly. So once I put these new spacers, the error code was removed. But also sometime after that I got a replacement motherboard for this printer, because this one was the first one that had problems. So I replaced the board and everything worked fine until I printed like for 7 days 24/7, and I printed a lot of larger objects. So this error occurred, and I was thinking how to fix it, and we will see now what was the cause for this error. Okay, so I'm now homing the printer. I have installed new nozzle, everything works fine. And as we can see here, printer stopped. So now I decided to upgrade firmware, because on some Reddit threads they said that upgrading firmware is the solution. So I have factory resetted the printer, because I had clipper root portion of the operating system, and now we can see that error occurs again even after update and factory resetted everything. So the problem is probably of physical nature, not of digital nature. So now I am downloading the update after factory reset and installing the update. I have speed up this process, and now I am going to try and calibrate auto bed leveling and input shaping, because they rely on this pressure sensor. And again, same error, same anomaly. Now what I decided to do is to lower the set access and to follow Creality wiki page to see if the connectors, 4 connectors for these sensors are loose or something like that. So I have removed everything and everything is good. Everything is fixed in place. I was able only to remove one connection, but others were glued and everything looked fine. So I decided to return everything back together. While unscrewing these screws that I printed from German YouTuber, I noticed that they were loose. So now when I screw them all the way up until I felt the force, until I felt that I can go no more without significant force applied. And now I decided to home everything and see what is going to happen. And now it works. So what was the cause for this problem? The cause was that connection between the screws that hold this bed and spacer that is in contact with the sensor was not good. And when nozzle was making contact with hot bed, it did not register proper force that it was supposed to register when the bed is empty and so on, because these nuts, screw nuts and so on were loose. And now when I have tightened them up, everything works fine. So now what we are going to do is we are going to to let the printer calibrate its shape itself, like input shaping and auto bed leveling, and we are going to see if that will fix the problem. And now I have given commands on the screen for printer to do these calibrations, and yeah, we will watch how this process is going to go. So everything went fine. Now printer is homed and no error code is shown. And that's it. It's ready to work. I will just remount some hot end screws because I messed some screws up. And now we are going to see how to use browser to search for solutions. Now the first thing that we should do is go to Creality Wiki and see what solutions they offer. And I have done this step. I have checked the cables and everything was fine. Now the next step was going to Reddit. Now on Reddit mostly there are stupid solutions, stupid comments. Don't get me wrong, it's a good platform, but many people don't know what they're talking about and it can guide you in the wrong direction. But it is helpful to have other opinions, so I use Reddit and we will see what other people found useful. Now, downgrading firmware and then upgrading it and so on is a hassle. And if error is happening again and again, it's usually not up to the firmware, but there is some physical condition that printer has and that should be addressed. So, what was the solution? Well, solution was to go through Reddit posts and to go through Creality Wiki and then to see that they don't offer good solution for this problem. Then we need to go and solve it on our own. But I think that Creality Wiki after all has a solution. For example, once I have unscrewed the screws that hold the bed to the assembly, then I have to retighten them again. And by doing that process of checking cables, I am going to tighten the screws and the nuts again, and the error will be removed. So I think that this Creality Wiki has a good solution, but if someone was not going to tighten the screws all the way up because he has fear of damaging the sensor, then our error will occur again. So maybe they should add the segment where in which they will say that you need to tighten these screws really tight, so that when nozzle is hitting the hotbed, it will register even a little bit of the weight and the force. So this is the easiest, for me, the easiest way or the solution for my problem. First time it was up to the board because it had some problems. It was the first, the early release board, but when I got replacement board, everything worked fine. So I know that board is good. Then I know the sensors are good and cables and everything. Only thing that was messed up was the nuts that were holding the hotbed to the assembly, because I have done 24 hours, 7 or 14 days in a row of printing on this printer, and they have loosened up. So that is the final solution, and that will be it. Now we can see what this error code represents. In our case, it was neither Z-axis sensor chip anomaly or sensor chip damage, or it was actually sensor chip anomaly. So see you in the next video.